smash the like button and subscribe.
Oh, actually, I found her.
Yay! Okay, we're back. Okay. You ready? Okay, just don't say anything that you think it's.
You know what? I said you were going to need a mental health day. I'm going to need a mental health day because I can't keep up with all the shit I can't say. You know, you have to realize I'm from a generation that says what they want to say when they want to say it.
Well, you know what's interesting though is like, of course, like I think all of the stuff that you've got flagged for so far is ridiculous. Like obviously we should be able to say these things, without it being a issue in terms of the live, but it's TikTok. There's nothing I can do about it. Like YouTube
It's
allows
like a
you to say
word.
it, but TikTok doesn't.
A word starts to come out of my mouth, and she's like, "Oh my god, I got to find another
That's
thing."
my last account.
Well, I'm
We
sorry,
blocked
I
everything else.
I can't help it. So that's my point on that problem. Is there something else you need?
Okay, so like you'd still vote for Trump even if he called for the you'd support him until he actually executes someone.
Yes.
Okay.
Because no, listen to me. He said it when he was mad. This is where I got in trouble the last time. He said it when he got mad. He said it under anger. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
he was going to go through
Yeah,
with
I
it.
don't think the president of the United States should just be able to do that. You know, that's like a big issue. Like the president shouldn't just be able to, like, do you think if a boss did that, like you work at a business and your boss got mad at you and said that to you, do you think they should stay your boss or do you think they should get fired?
They should go to HR and get in a little bit of trouble.
Okay, like what kind of trouble?
They should have to apologize, and
If they don't apologize, what should happen?
then they'll have to lose. No, they can't. It's like, it's not said in, oh, I can't talk because I'm going to get kicked off and this is her last thing.
Like, come on, wait, hold up. You know what I'm talking about.
But I can't explain myself because I can't say the words, because then Liv's like, Mom, you got me kicked off the last one. How would Jesus feel about it?
Yeah.
Well, since Trump said it when he was in anger, all Trump has to do is ask Jesus to forgive him.
But Jesus won't forgive blasphemy, right?
Yeah, we went over that yesterday.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be enough? Wouldn't that be a red line for you?
I really think that I know what it says. What, Liz? I told you, get away or I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Get away or I'm not doing it. I think my Jesus, if he asked for forgiveness, would forgive him. Because the blasphemy is against, I just read that this morning. It's the blasphemy is unforgivable against the, oh my God, I just read it. I can't think of it now, but I did. I just read it in my Bible this morning, but I forget. Blasphemy wasn't accepted for other, I want to say, it's probably not the right words, like the hierarchy people. Like, I can't go right to the Bible and go to the verse, so I'm not that good.
Okay. So if I could play you a clip of Trump saying that he never asked God for forgiveness, would you stop supporting him?
I'm sorry. People say, can I say?
Yeah.
People say when they're aggravated. The man has got the country on his shoulders. He can't.
How about this? If he released people who beat cops into our country?
Released people who beat cops?
Yeah, like we're convicted of beating police officers.
No, wait a minute. He let people go that beat police officers.
Yeah, like if he did that, would you stop supporting him?
He let the people go to beat the police officers, we would have a talk.
He's pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th and were convicted of doing that. He released them into our country without charges.
January 6th was all brought on by the freaking Democrats. They brought people in. Why are you laughing at me?
Because Donald Trump pardoned those people. And he called them patriots. So those liberals that tried to steal the country from him and tried to rig the outcome and tried to make everything look bad on January 6th for the Republicans, he pardoned all of them and called them patriots?
The ones that he pardoned were there to protest for him. The ones that did all the damage were the Democrats, that the people were, I don't want to say Democrats, They were people that the Democrats brought in to start all this shit.
So why did
The
Donald Trump
Democrats-
pardon the people who committed the violence?
So what?
So why did Donald Trump pardon the people who committed the violence?
He only pardoned the ones that were there protesting peacefully.
Nope, he pardoned everybody.
Nah, maybe
Yeah?
he did. I don't.
For
know.
example,
So-
DJ Rodriguez drove a stun gun into the neck of Officer Fanone. Officer Fanone testified about this, and DJ Rodriguez was convicted of it, of assaulting a police officer.
and he should be in jail.
But Donald
And
Trump
you're
pardoned
saying
him. But Donald Trump pardoned
pardoned
him.
Well, then Donald Trump and I need to have a talk because this is not right.
Would you say that you don't support him anymore?
No.
You don't?
Why do you make big Google eyes at me?
Wait, you don't support him anymore?
I do support him.
Oh, it's
so now
can
you're
you?
taking.
Yeah, so can you give any example of
your
something
people-
Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him? What about if he raised your taxes?
Well, my taxes have been raised before.
Okay, all right. Is there anything he could do?
No.
How about this? What about if he started What about if he started up camps where they just started executing people?
No, yeah, I couldn't support him for that. No.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure that there is some line that exists. Okay, just trying to make sure that there
No.
is some line. What if you went up to your 10-year-old daughter and he said he'd be dating her in 10 years? Would you still vote for him?
He wouldn't be here for me to. I can't say what I would
What if I
do.
was that 10-year-old?
I'm trying to tell him if that happened, Donald Trump wouldn't be here to worry about it, but my ass would be in jail.
Okay, so then why would you say that you'd support him if he did it to someone else's daughter?
I didn't say I would support him. I said I.
But take a listen to this. Take a listen to this.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? You're going
Okay,
up the
fine.
escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
I personally, are you done? I don't want to step over you.
Yeah.
I personally think that was taken out of context, and I think that you guys that hate him just are doing that because you hate him. I
What's the
think it was
extra context?
Out of context.
Yeah,
It
what's
was
the
like
extra context?
He was just like saying that the girl was pretty. It was like I don't think anything was malicious about it.
So if he went up to your daughter and he said he'd be dating her in 10 years, you'd still vote for him?
No, not if.
Wait, okay, so then why would you take it so
No,
seriously
because-
if it were your daughter, but you don't take it seriously given it's someone else's daughter?
No, you're right. That's I'm on both sides of the thing, but I don't. I wouldn't. I mean, I might. Can I say slapping? My hand might connect with his face, but I wouldn't stop supporting him because it wasn't meant like that.
So
It wasn't meant-
your hand would connect to his face, but you wouldn't stop supporting him? You'd still vote for him?
Yes, but he would know that he shouldn't do that anymore.
Try the dressing room if you can hear me.
Okay, so to
Wait,
clarify.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna hang up if you don't shut up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so to clarify real quick, right? You would still support him no matter what, essentially, other than like if he were to create literal camps.
Yeah.
Don't you see that
Why
as
are
like an
people-
issue, like that like it would have to take that far? What about if he was friends with a known child sex trafficker and called that child sex trafficker a terrific guy, and then he likes beautiful women as much as he does, many of them on the younger side?
And now you're going to Epstein, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the whole details to that stuff. Because I didn't know anything about this Epstein guy as far as
Okay, but he's a convicted child sex trafficker. Okay.
he's dead.
Yeah, given that he's a convicted child sex trafficker, Trump was like best buds with this guy, right? And he said to Epstein that he was he said about Epstein that he was a terrific guy and he likes beautiful women as much as he does, many of them on the younger side. Doesn't that kind of tell you he probably knew what he was talking about?
I don't know. It's you could take it two ways. I'm sorry. And I feel bad for you. I really do, because there's not a whole lot you can really say that's going to change my mind. I am not saying that I agree with everything Trump has done or what he's going to do, but I support the man as president of the United States of America.
I know you say those things, but like the point that I would like for at least you to consider is why you're willing to support him after so much. Because think about what's best for your country. Don't just think about what's best for your support of Trump.
Who just said I had a fragile ego? They can
No, do not stop.
They
Stop.
could-
Stop. Stop.
they-
Stop. Stop.
No.
Stop.
Okay, go ahead.
So, like, the point I'm trying to get you to do is, like, you should have some reflection because you care more about your country. You have to have standards. Like, let me ask you this question. Do you think it should be illegal for someone to run for president of the United States if they've been determined by a jury to have abused someone?
You asked me that yesterday. We
Yeah,
went through
and you should be able to say yes, that you think it should be illegal, right?
Say it again,
Do you think it should be illegal for someone to run for president of the United States if a jury determines that they abused a woman?
Did he? That was the person. Did he do his time? Did he? Did he?
No.
He didn't do his time.
And even so, I think that the time should be for life, right?
I don't know. I have to think on that one.
You got this. I'm stepping out on this one. That's all.
Thank you.
So-
but it's a rough one. I mean, I see your point on some things, but I'm still going to. He's my president, and I will vote for him again. Although he can't run again, I'm not.
Okay, but the point that I'm trying to make is that, again, you think it should be illegal for people to run for president of the United States if they are determined by a jury to have abused a woman, right?
I'm not going to commit to that one. I told you that.
Why not, though? Why can't we
Because-
commit to that? Because, like, we should be... Like, I guarantee you, if this wasn't true about Trump, you'd be able to say that. If you didn't know that this was true about Trump, you would agree with me. And I think you know that deep down.
Probably.
So
Yeah,
why are you
I
willing to go so
probably-
far and change your literal values as a person for this guy?
He is the president of the United
So?
States, and Americans. As an American, I will back him.
But if this was true about
I
Joe
come from
Biden,
a
would you
different
say that about Joe?
time.
If this was true about Joe Biden, would you say that about Joe Biden?
I had to put up with the man for 4 years.
But did you support Joe?
He was my president.
Did you support him?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so let me clarify. The notion of support, I mean like you would vote for him. When I say support, I mean you'd vote for him. Not the notion of people who apply support for every president or whatever. I'm referencing like you would vote for him over the opposing side. And you can choose to not vote as well.
Joe, I would not vote.
Like if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, with the information that you know about Trump right now, would you choose to vote for Trump or would you choose to not vote at all?
I would vote for Trump
Okay.
because
but
if the people that don't vote that get us in trouble.
I think you're getting us more into trouble by voting for Trump than not voting.
Well, you can think that way.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that you should definitely in this situation at least not vote or vote third party.
I mean, you talk about that's like what you seem to talk about, but you don't go into other things that he's trying. Like he is trying, like, to stop all these doctors and parents letting their kids get their junk taken off. Can I say that?
Okay, that's not happening though. Like you understand that like
Well,
Democrats
what's
are
happening?
Democrats are not supporting cutting off genitalia of children. Like that's not a democratic position.
They're not voting against it.
We do. We definitely do vote against that.
And what about the abortion stuff? Up till babies are born, you stick them aside and let them die?
You know that after viability, it's left up to the states regardless. So it has nothing to do with the federal government after viability. So
All right,
Democrats' policy from a federal perspective is no different than Republicans after viability.
All right,
If you
so
want to
the
reference
Democrats of the
from a
state
federal
can
scale.
do it,
What's up?
and they believe in it. If you live in a state that's Democratic and they pass the bill that you can have an abortion up until the time the baby's born, then it's going to happen.
No, well, no, because people will induce labor at that point in the pregnancy because it's not going to lead to the death of the fetus. And the thing is, at that
I
point
just-
of the pregnancy, you have to give birth either way. It's either you're going to give birth to
I
a dead baby or a live baby, right?
And if the baby's alive, they say sit it aside and let it die.
No, that's not what they say.
What I heard.
I promise you, that's propaganda. They do
Oh,
not
I
just
used-
they do not just set the baby aside. I promise you.
Well, I don't even believe in abortion at any state. I don't believe in it.
Okay, but do you
and
think
I
it should be? You could say that you don't believe it, but should it be illegal?
Yes, it should be.
Okay, why?
Only under two reasons I believe that it should be okay.
Okay,
And that is the health of the mother and rape or incest. That
what evidence do you need to provide of the fact that you've been in order to be able to get it? Because I would argue that regardless of the scenario, someone should even have to like provide an accusation to get it.
just if you're, I mean,
You should be able to get it regardless. It should be legal for you. You shouldn't even have to tell anyone that you are to be able to get it. Because otherwise, you're putting someone who's been into more trauma.
I don't know. I think no. That's usually if a girl is raped or most times they will go to the police and report it.
I actually heavily disagree with that. I think most times people have not gone to the police.
I don't know.
Most people I know in my life didn't go directly to the police.
After being that's sad.
It is a sad thing, but the reason why that's sad is because we live in a society in which stigmatizes great victims where they feel like they can't come out in the first place, where they feel like they won't be believed, where they feel like they don't have community, right? So it's not the fault of the person who was assaulted. It's the fault of society perpetuating conditions of rape culture, where it then creates conditions where people who are victimized, right, then fall into these thought patterns because of the lack of community, because of the stigmatization, because of the trauma that they went through, and all of those things in tandem working together, right, to prevent them from being able to come out in that circumstance. I do think that more people would come out earlier if we had a society in which actually was there for them, you know, that believed them, that provided community for them to a greater extent. And I do think that people feel like the ability to say that more when those things are established within our communities.
I really see. I think where we get into squabble is I'm from a whole different era than you are. I've lived a different life than you have, and things were different back when I was young. And I don't keep up with the way kids are today. Where'd you go? He left.
Are you there?
Oh, he's there.
I had to. Oh, so that is.
Yeah, I'm still here. Like I was just grabbing something.
What?
I was just grabbing something. I'm still here.
You're not drinking soda, are you?
No, he's getting it.
I am. I have sparkling apple cranberry.
Can I say that I have a diet
No.
Coca-Cola?
No. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Shoot, God, this sucks. Oh, can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
It's going okay. I'm thinking
But
about
like
where
here's my point. The point that I want to make is that societally, historically speaking, the conditions have been worse, right? Throughout history, right? And obviously within some ways it's gotten better because of the Me Too movement, because of liberal activism, right? But you know, like we still live in a society in which is incredibly prevalent to promote grape culture, and that's why the president's a literal adjudicated rape. That's the point we're trying to make here, is that all of these things perpetuate worse conditions. You might not have to say it's specifically just for you. It could be for your children or for their children or for people that you care about in your life. You don't want to live in a society, right, that where people are treated this way, right?
I really didn't think that. I just assumed the way I grew up was if you got attacked, you went to the police, and it was like that's what you did. I didn't know that girls today were not going and getting checked out.
Wait, that happened historically too. People didn't come out historically and they didn't talk about it.
Well, that's a shame.
I mean, I think almost every single woman I've ever met in my life has a story.
I don't know anybody. See, my fact was no abortion. I don't know anybody that had one. So, you know, it's like I've never dealt with a person that needed one.
Oh, I'm not talking about getting an
one.
abortion. I'm talking about people who have been assaulted, right? And they didn't go directly to the police. The point that I'm bringing this up for is that we live in a society right now where the conditions do not exist for people to come out right away or to do police reports right away or to have those certain conditions. And I think it's too much to ask a rape victim in that circumstance to provide, right, in order for them to be able to get access to an abortion. I think this is a really strong argument for why there should be legal access to an abortion, right? And I think that the way that you can view it, because you don't have to be pro-life if you're Christian. The way that you can view it is that the same way as other Christians, that we don't view, right, it to be a person until the point of sentience, right? And you can view it in terms of ensoulment or however you want to view it, but we don't think it's murder to pull the plug on an individual in our family that is brain dead. They still have cellular life. They're still cellularly living, but they're never going to come back in terms of their person, in terms of their personhood, their subjective experience, right? Who we know them to be, obviously as a person that we can engage with. That's never coming back. So that's why we determine that's the point of medical death. So like if we can at least acknowledge it from that perspective, and most Christians will agree that that's not murder to pull the plug in that circumstance, well then I think that you can agree that you can be Christian and you can believe that it's not murder up until the point of sentience and still be Christian. So you can advocate for legal access to abortion while simultaneously still valuing people, still being Christian. It doesn't take away from you being Christian or religious to view that way.
Well, I just totally, that's something I got to think on because I'm not ready to just give up what I believe, but I will take it into consideration and think on it and see what happens.
Okay,
I mean,
well-
you've said some stuff for me to think about. So there, one for Dean.
Stop saying his name, bro.
Why can't I say his
I don't
name?
like him.
You
Oh,
can
that's
you can
Peter.
say
I'm
his
sorry,
name.
you're
You can say his
Parker.
name. She's just
I'm
being
sorry,
a
you're
snowflake here.
Parker.
I just don't like him.
She's really freaking out.
Yeah, she
I
doesn't
meant to
like
say
she doesn't like Dean for some
Parker.
reason.
Well, he looks like a little snot nose to me.
Yes,
But...
that's what he is, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
God, I need a letter on what I can and cannot say.
I
Yeah,
think
give me
it's
a
it's
list.
impossible for me to do that just because like there's so many random little things. Like maybe someday I'll create like a little document.
I just got
Well-
restricted. What did I say?
Harassment and bullying for some reason.
Hold on, let me come back
Oh
on
my
another
God.
account.
Okay.
Dude, I have.
Well, we're getting near the end of our conversation anyway. I think that, I can see there's a slight possibility of change, and it exists. It's there. It's very difficult, and it's going to take a lot of time, but I think there's at least a consideration that exists there, which was an important thing. At least a consideration. Thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. They said I was didn't report because I felt guilty. I felt responsible. I felt ashamed. I was afraid I wouldn't be believed. That's exactly what it is for plenty of other victims, and I'm so sorry to hear that happen to you. And that's exactly why we need to create the conditions in our society so that, victims never feel like they aren't going to be believed or feel like they don't have community or feel those things, because it's another trauma on top of all the trauma that they've already been through, that we as a society are putting rape victims through because of the societal conditioning of our society in relation to how we deal with these sort of situations. It's really sad.
Are you backing out?
I think you got a flag on this account, so I'm gonna go into the next person. We can just have a conversation later or something.
Okay, well,
Another
thank you
day.
for trying.